All right, guys. Well, I've drilled the head off these rivets. You can drive them out with a drift. That still will not allow you to get this shifter apart. We are also going to have to grind the end off this rivet and drive it out so that we can get the switch out and take it apart. All right, after a quick trip to the grinder there, we have the head ground off this flush. So we're going to drive this out with a drift, see if we can get this switch apart, see what we have going on. All right, after a little bit of persuasion, we finally have the switch in our hands here. Let's get a clear spot on the workbench, see if we can take this apart and check the contacts out inside. All right, let's see if we can get this apart and see what we have inside. There's the plunger for the shift interlock. Has a flat side and also a grooved end, which looks like it goes down. It looks like a couple simple tabs here. We're going to hold the cap on the end of this switch. Be gentle, this is old plastic. See if we can get these to release. There we go, we got the bottom. And there's the top. Okay. Okay. I'm going to work on this for a minute off camera, see if I can figure out how to get this lock pin to release, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, so this little disc for the manual release of the shift interlock solenoid was just pressed on. It's just plastic, so I have to be careful with it. All right, there is our interlock solenoid. It's a little plastic detent right there that actually opens and closes the contacts on the switch. The switch marked SW1 is the switch in question. So let's see if we can get this thing cleaned up, see what's going on with it. I'll be right back. Okay guys, this has ever so slight a bit of corrosion. I'll put this under magnification. Down in the contacts, everything, it has good spring tension. It's just got a slight bit of corrosion on the contacts. You have to take my word for it. We're just going to clean this up with a point file, very lightly. Okay, and I'm going to actuate this a few times and check it with an ohm meter. Just make sure that it is making good contact now, reliably. We can put this car back together. You know, this shift assembly discontinued. If we could find new old stock, it's hard telling what it would cost. Not to mention the downtime waiting for it to come in. You know, we go a little further than most shops are willing to, tearing this down and going into the component, seeing what's actually wrong with it. But guys, it'd be a shame to spend $600 or $700 for a new old stock shifter when when we can clean this contact up in a few minutes and get this thing back to service and go for another 10 or 15 years. So I'm gonna put this thing back together and I'll get a shot of this all in the car and working, guys. Thank you now. Okay, guys, we got it all back together here. We wound up replacing the rivets that we drilled out. These bolts are 5mm by 50mm long. Could have got by with 45, but it's not what they had. So 50 is fine. Doesn't hit anything. It clears everything well. This rivet has a tapered head on this end, and if you grind that down a little, it will allow it to go through far enough so that you will have enough of this to brad over and peened out nicely. So we're able to reuse this bottom rivet, and these were placed with 5 by 50mm bolts with nuts. Works well. Everything clears and smooth. Cycles through. Everything works fine. I'm gonna go get this put back in the car, and we'll give it one last check over and get this thing back on the road. All right, guys, got this car all buttoned up. This thing shifts great. Shift interlock works. It will allow you to turn it off and remove the key. If you leave the key on and work this little paddle, you can hear that solenoid click each and every time you depress the switch now. It's working reliably. I'm ready to get this thing back on the road. All right, guys. So, quick review. We hooked to direct to the solenoid with an oscilloscope to check our powers and grounds. Found a good ground. The power was dropping out. Ruled out the ground and the solenoid as a possible cause. Then reviewed the schematic and saw that there were several other items on the same circuit on the power side that were not dropping out, which only left 2 connectors and the switch. We visually inspected those 2 connectors, verified that with repeated action of the switch without moving anything else, we could get the solenoid to actuate as it should. Tore into this, found that we had a discontinued part, and went ahead and went to the component level, tore that assembly apart, found a couple of corroded contact points, cleaned them up, reassembled everything. We're good to go again. If you're local to Elizabethtown, Boston, Kentucky, check out my Facebook channel and feel free to give me a call if you're interested in getting some electrical or diagnostic work done on your car. Thank you so much. Bye.